Buddington, and we're underway with picks and bans after a very, very strong performance from Ninjas in Pyjamas.
Yeah, they came to play, basically. Yesterday, I think they view as a blip on what they've done in the past, and I suspect they're looking to correct that. I think we are the winners of every single EU Invitational so far as well. So maybe looking to keep that record going, but can't afford to lose any more series at all. And that was only one game. If NIP are able to get anything done right now, we're getting through the bans at the moment. Evelyn, Kale, Yasuo, Kassadin, Thresh, and NIP are the ones banning Jax.
Yeah. All right. So that's smart play from them. Don't let Mylon get that first pick. Jax, Evelyn, Kale, Yasuo, and Cass and Thresh. Pretty much standard, but Braum slips on through if Luke wants to get that from Keed's side or whatever else they want to go for. You know, BRTT did okay on the Lucian, but he just got shut down too hard. But there's the Braum first pick for Loop.
Yeah, indeed. Now NIP are looking at picking out some stuff themselves. Lee Sin hovered over at the moment. Currently got a blank space where whatever they're thinking of next is. Thresh would be an option if he was open, but other than that, there really aren't many counters to the Braum available. I'd have thought Nami would actually do alright, but matchup you tend to see very much.
Zyra's proven to be okay against Braum, but it really just depends. You know, Ko gets his Lee Sin though. You saw him just insta-lock that one. Lee Sin, one of his strongest junglers. He had a good showing on Evelyn last time, but this time he'll go for that and show Winged who's the boss maybe this time. While it looks like Ziggs might be the pick for Power of Evil, as he's a fairly dominant mid laner. Who is it?
Last second swap out there went for the Lucian pickup. So
okay.
With the Lucian, of course, though, you still have to get to see what the build was. I mean, last game BRTT, we didn't really get to see where he was going with his build because he never really got anywhere at all along with the rest of his team. And I'm actually not so sure about the Caitlyn pick if they choose to lock this in against Lucian, because historically it hasn't actually done that well. Although with a Braum pick, I could definitely see that working and synergizing very effectively with a Caitlyn there. So interesting to see if they do lock that in. But at the moment, actually, they've swapped out and now they're hovering over Shyvana, locking the Ziggs, and indeed locking the Shyvana.
Okay, so pick comfort picks for Mylon. Even though he lost out to the Jax up top this time, he's like, I won't have to play against that again. I won't have to play against Alex or Yasuo either, so I should be comfortable and safe on the Shyvana. Suno taking up Ziggs, one of his best mid laners, just gonna farm up. Even though he was down in one of the games yesterday, he still had the most CS in the game. So you gotta keep an eye out for something like that. But the Power of Evil has responses to it. He went for an Orianna last time and just pulled him out of his satchel charge with a shockwave. So gotta be mindful of that. Looks like they might go for the Lucian Zyra bot lane combination that Key tried to run against them, and it looks like they will. So Nip gonna maybe show Keedstars how to play that lane.
Well, yeah, it certainly didn't work for Keed against the Kog'Maw Nami, but they know they're not going to have to deal with that exact composition themselves. Power of Evil currently trolling us, swapping between a few. I'm looking forward to the Yorick mid one day, but looking like it's going to be a Lulu. I do have a slight concern for NIP's composition at this point, though, because K-Stars, they like to run all-in team composition, good team fights, and for that purpose, having a Lulu and a Zyra is really, really nice. They've got really, really good peel here, yes. But the problem is, if a team fight drags on and you're dealing with a Ziggs, the amount of damage he can put out over time against a team that's running away and trying to kite back is actually really significant because you tend to group up for his bouncing bombs, you tend to group up for his Mega Inferno bombs. So it could be a little bit of an issue if NIP don't have any kind of re-engaging mechanism other than Lee Sin, which can be a bit unreliable. Right now, though, K-Stars picking out their full lineup, locking in the Caitlyn and the Elise.
Alright, I like Caitlyn Braum. It's a pretty good lane. If he gets the stun off, you drop a trap underneath it, and CC'd up for a little while. So it looks pretty strong, but we'll have to see how it goes against Zyra. Like I said before, Zyra is not a bad response to Braum. At least in the jungle for Wing, though, that's the jungler that he actually made Broken Shard's life a living hell with. Like, he just completely shut him down, and Broken Shard was playing Lee Sin, so maybe he has some kind of secret plan device to take or stop Ko. And last pick for Voidal, looks like they need Alex's top lane, so I'm not sure what they could go for.
Oh, I think there may have been a placeholder or something there because we just had. Okay, yeah, they're going to be picking out the Syndra. It was indeed a placeholder pick.
Oh, top
They
Lulu.
locked
Okay.
in Alistar, and I was thinking for a second it was going to be the Alistar mid. Much as I would like to see it, not going to happen.
Oh well. So I like it. Syndra mid for Nip is pretty good, and then
Power of
just
Evil's
top Lulu.
signature champion.
Yeah, it's also one of Fox's signature champion too. So we'll see if they end up meeting in the grand finals, and then it's like, oh no, Syndra's banned. We can't both play it. But
There are a few
I like Lulu
few-
top. Lulu top versus Shyvana is pretty good.
Yeah, you can really put some pressure down on that just because Shyvana is a low sustain character. Interested to see what she builds. Probably just going to go for an early Spectre's cowl on that front, but it's frustrating as a Shyvana because you can't build your Sunfire cape that you really like to get damage threat and tankiness at the same time. So you're forced to either choose between itemizing for pure tank or for damage. And if you go for pure damage, it tends to be that the Lulu will harass you out of lane. So pigeonholes the Shyvana into being a little bit less of a threat than she will be if she gets her, ideal matchups.
All right, so they'll lock everything in. I'm interested to see how well Power of Evil does against Suno and mid. Syndra has some counterplay mechanic to the satchel charge. If he does get a Scatter the Meek into his satchel, it'll just hit him midair and stop his advance or retreat anywhere. Or he could just push him back while he's flying towards him, which is actually funny. I feel like Tristana and Ziggs, since they both have like those jump mechanics, they should be able to jump over the stun instead of getting hit midair, which is something I've always hated.
Yeah, it's a fun fact about League of Legends. It literally has no concept of verticality. There is no z-axis in the game, as far as I'm aware. So it's literally every single jump or anything else is just a dash with a slightly deceptive graphical effect. But 10 seconds left on the timer, and I want to talk about the mid lane matchup, but I'll do that when we get into game.
All right, so we hit that spectator delay. We'll go to a quick break, and then when we come back, we'll have possibly the last game for Keystars here in the Solomid European Invitationals. But before that, go check out probuilds.net to find the latest and greatest in professional builds from your favorite professional players and see what they're doing. Also, you can check out Logitech gaming gear and peripherals, good headsets, mice, and keyboards. So check those out, and we'll Alright guys, welcome back to the Solomid European Invitationals. I'm Iki, going to be joining here is Spuddington for what could possibly be Brazilians' hope going out here in the losers bracket as they're down one game to Ninjas in Pyjamas, who are waking up from yesterday and showing a much stronger performance. And as people leave the base, BRTT forgot to buy some items.
Yep, that's not entirely ideal for him, but it's gonna be okay. BRTT got the full complement now. A bit like Ku and Alex are both moving quite aggressively here.
Yeah, and looks like Alex is going to get chunked out just a little bit. He'll probably have to go back to base and heal and then just run back to lane. Early wards coming through, scouting people out. Alex is going to get scouted out by Mylon just a bit. Starting with help picks, which is interesting. And Dragon Breath start for Mylon. And no invades from Winged or Co, as they're kind of just jockeying for positioning that mid-river side. And then they'll just back right on out.
If you're looking for pure harass in a lane and you're not expecting your opponent to return fire, starting with help picks actually makes the most sense of your options. For Lulu versus Shyvana, for instance, put the help picks on. It does about the same damage as the Glitter Lance would do, and it means that the extra bolts from your auto attacks are guaranteed to hit her, and they won't hit the minions. So essentially you can harass through the minions and really try and capitalize on your literally level 1 advantage over Mylon.
Oh, gonna see some harass down bot, treading back and forth. Freeze gonna eat a little bit more than BRTT, so call that a favorable trade for key stars. The lane begins.
The lane begins, he said, chuckling. Entirely. Well, lane is beginning. That is definitely true. I'll not deny that the lane, in fact, has begun.
Alright. So it looks like Mira starts from both junglers. It's gonna be both blues going down, and they'll be looking for the reds. Down bot, it's gonna be what we saw last game. BRTT and Freeze and both their support players are just so good at harassing each other out. I already see early potion being forced out from BRTT as he ate a little bit too much though. And Freeze and Voidal are now taking the aggressive position in this lane, trying to establish their dominance. In this mid lane matchup we were talking about it before, the Syndra versus the Ziggs. Gonna be very interesting to see how it plays out.
Yeah, it's a little bit interesting actually, because Ziggs' Q is generally going to be longer range than the Syndra.
Oh, that damage going into that BRTT though. Reese just dashed straight on forward into that one. He was like, you know what, hit level 2, I'm just gonna chunk you out again since you use your potion. It's gonna force BRTT to go back.
Yeah, that is one of the problems with Caitlyn versus Lucian. You're weaker against the all-in, much as was attempted by Power of Evil in mid lane just a second ago, but he hasn't actually got the kill and has blown his ignite. Barrier is still up on Ziggs, but the harass is extremely high so far.
He's playing a game of chicken with them, and he's like, either you barrier or you just run away and try not to contest me anymore. So, you know, playing it smart, Suda just sits back, waits to reach out a little bit, uses the rest of his potions, and he'll be okay for now. Mylon having a rough time against Alex. It seems to be the name of the game of this set is, can Alex just keep shoving down Mylon? And he is able to do so, especially now with Lulu. And looks like Winged wants to make something happen in the mid lane, force out some summoners if he can. He's waiting in the wings. He wants to make it happen. Sonic Wave connects, and through the stun, they pop the barrier. He gets the satchel charge. Nice satchel charge there. Suno keeps him alive.
Well, that's 2 of the early lanes being forced out here for K-Stars. That's not a good situation for them. Obviously, much stronger lanes from NIP so far. So it's not like last game where you had Cogmore pushing around Lucian in the early game, but not a good sign. You want a good start if you want to be getting a good game under your belt. But you do need it. This is do or die, or drop out of the tournament. You know, they don't have to die. We're not going to kill them.
That'd be a horrible losing condition. I don't think anybody would want to play.
Games would be hype as hell though. You'd be trying hard. There'd be a lot more pressure, really.
It'd be like
you
Game
had
of
a
Thrones
blade
level hype.
swinging by your chair, and every time you die, it moves you back an inch.
It'd be like a guillotine from oh man, I forgot the poet's name, but whatever. We're back into the game.
Yep.
And Winged has a little lead over Kel right now. He's been farming up a little bit heavier. That good gank though in mid lane. Pseudo's gonna be pressured back, and without a summoners, you know, it could set up for another gank himself.
That is true. Power of Evil only has Flash, of course. But what he's doing, he's just so good at landing the stuns. Completely zoning out the Ziggs here. Just terrified of the prospect. And because he's farming with his abilities, and all his abilities are AoE, he's also pushing.
Yeah, and so he's gonna get caught out here. He's got the satchel charge though, and waiting. Wow. Smart with that one, flashing forward. Power of Evil with the orb, finds the kill, and gets first blood. And down bot, looking for some more harass themselves. There's no root available, but they'll just stick to poking.
They are really being destroyed in lane right now. Big experience gaps, gold gaps, everything. And there's not even that many kills. It's just people being forced out or being harassed out. And now, Alex Ich is also building a bit of an edge here in the top lane, and Mylon has to be careful.
He's gotta be very careful. But it looks like he just flashed away. The directed camera thought that wasn't enough action because, you know, bot lane, 2 people fighting instead of 1 person fighting is actually more and more important. But it's okay, and Ko's kind of positioning down here. He might look for a gank here as they do find Voidal on the brush. They hit him with that. Plants are going to slow him out just a little bit, or just poke away at them a little bit. But it looks like Ko will eventually just look to go back to base, and won't hang around bot anymore.
You know what's really annoying when you're playing any support with Relic Shield is the fact that Zyra plants will proc it. You share 5 gold and your precious like 2
Yeah, it's really
stacks
annoying.
every 30 seconds. Really unhelpful.
I think it procs off of Elise's Spiderlings too.
Yeah, I guess they all count as minions, so
Makes sense.
that's where coding as Riot codes is annoying. I mean, maybe it makes sense, but it's kind of like it feels wrong. It means you don't want to kill the Zyra plants because you're going to waste gold.
That's why you just let the AD carry do his thing and abuse the range. Caitlyn's got enough range to outzone the plants if anything, but she keeps on getting harassed out here. Stun comes in onto mid lane here. Suno gonna just use the satchel charge and disengage.
Right now, level 6 Syndra. He's got barrier, but he's still within bursting range. If he takes a full combo, right now he's dead. Suno.
Yeah, the highest burst potential at the level 6 point does go to Syndra, so if she gets more orbs out, more damage, and we could possibly see that come into effect. But Ko and Alex are kind of roaming towards the blue side of the jungle here against Winged, while BRTT just keeps on getting poked out. They do find a cocoon out to Alex. They get the ultimate out as well from Suno on Ziggs. They really want to protect this blue buff.
They're not having it.
Oh, jeez, Power Evil just takes it over the wall. And finally, there we go. Looks like the camera's gonna go over. Mylon almost getting caught out there. Blue buff still being initiated on, and it looks like Keystars get it. But there might be a dive down bot. BRTT is so low. Ko's gonna get fought out here by Wing though. Oh, the bite doesn't go through the wall. Mylon's gonna go through. They're gonna repel it on top of that, waiting for the Q to come out. And Ko is gonna be able to get away.
Yeah, and imagine right now in this bot lane, if BRTT is level 5 when NIP's bot lane hits level 6, Lupi has to use his shield for anything. BRTT cannot be in culling range. It's far too dangerous. And Ko, I was thinking like, whoa, I must have missed some action, but no, it's just Ko versus Red Bar.
Oh, that laser in the poke. Oh man, BRTT is gonna have to go back to base with that.
It'll be fine in the long run, right? They'll be fine. Oh,
well,
boy.
Caitlyn gets behind, kind of becomes a little lacking in the damage department, especially since you can't rush BT anymore. So you just go Infinity's Edge route, which it looks like with that pickaxe he's going to be doing, because Caitlyn can't really use Blade of the Ruined King too efficiently. So that Infinity's Edge is going to be very, very delayed.
Yeah, and actually, interestingly here, NIP are deliberately not destroying the bottom tower. They know they're winning out this lane. They know that the longer the lane goes on, the more gold, experience, kills advantage they're going to get. But they're just going to leave it up for a little while and force K-Stars to return there. They will be able to set up for a dragon reasonably soon, I suspect, because with the tower on that amount of health, very little choice if it comes to a dive situation. You have to either have more members there to defend that tower, or you need to just abandon it.
Yeah. So Freeze is sitting here defended by himself. Ko's looking to make his way into that lane, waiting for Voidal to get in. And then we'll see possibly some fancy footwork coming in from Lee Sin as Loop is getting some harass out, which is good and all, but they don't notice that Ko is there. They actually have a nice little sixth sense to ping out that Lee Sin could possibly be there. So he just goes back towards the white, and Suno gonna get stunned up in mid, Satch charges away. But now that's on cooldown. Power of Evil could look for the all-in potential, but forcing out Ziggs ultimate as well to just clear out that way.
How scared he was there.
Oh, nice knock up to come in from Loop though. Freeze might get taken out here. There's the ignite to come in. A kick from Ko though is gonna disengage a little bit. They cancel the teleport from Mylon. I mean, not from Alex Itch. They cancel the teleport. Mylon keeps on going through. And they might look to force out this dragon, but Alex Itch, he's going to get a bunch of damage on that top tier 1 and maybe even take it.
And I don't think they can even take this dragon safely here. They're going to take a lot of damage for this.
They're going to try.
There's a harass. Yeah, but Syndra is there, and look at the burst, dun, dun. And imagine a root.
Dun dun. Alright, so Stranglethorn isn't available though. Sonic Wave. Is he going to go in is the question. He has War Jump available? No, they're not able to steal it. So Keystars secure the first dragon relatively safely, unless BRTT gets killed here, which is the real problem. Ko gonna be able to get out, and so is BRTT. They get the slow in from Braum as the flash roll from Mylon comes. So they proc the stun. Ace in the hole comes out. A few more auto attacks will secure it, and it'll go over to Braum as the second kill of Keystars' side helps them out quite a bit, and they caught up in the gold deficit that they had. But the first turret of the game goes over to Alex up top.
Yeah, up until the point where Ko got himself caught there, that was going in NIP's favor. They were building up quite a good amount of CS advantage and trading equally on objectives. The fact that Ko then got himself killed is still... It probably puts it actually a little bit in K-Star's favor, but still, NIP were making the right calls there, and if they had had Stranglethorn still, they almost certainly would have contested that bracket.
Yeah, and Winged is kind of just soaking up some XP down here. He's trying to force out the waves. The pings are coming in. They're like, we want to fight Mylon and Wings. We can see if we can do this as Ko makes his way in. He's got his kick available too, so good look for some fancy positioning. They stop Wings' teleport as well, and they'll have to go back to base from the safety of their own turret. Alex has just been relatively quiet. He's got the most farm in the game next to Power of Evil, so they're doing a really good job on their solo carries right now.
Yeah, and that's going to be a scary proposition as we move into the mid-game now. With a lot more roaming around, it becomes much scarier dealing with Syndra. You can get a stun out of nowhere, you can get bursted down, and we all know what happens after that. Although actually in the process of being bursted down, I suppose you're already dead, so Suno may be about to find out what that's like though.
Alright, and stun goes into the Suno. They get the Unleashed Power, Ignite, and the Orb. Is that going to force out his barrier? It looks like the answer to that is no, as Suno will be able to just waddle away. Just barely.
Just is the operative word here. He did save his barrier though. But Syndra, not a particularly long cooldown here, so he's going to be perfectly happy to force him out of lane, build up that advantage a little bit more. Obviously would have liked the summoner spells, but okay as it is. Building more advantage. This game, however, is not going NIP's way in nearly the same fashion that the first game did. K-Stars are still pretty much hanging on at this point.
Yeah, they're strongly hanging on, is a good word for that. They could come back anytime. Their team fight's still relatively strong. And with the first few backs, you know, BRTT, he's been sitting on that pickaxe for a while. He almost has his BF sword, so when he gets that, it'll be a good little spike in damage for him. Blue buff passed over to Suno, and he'll just head back to mid, just keep on wave clearing forever. He's actually almost 30 CS behind his opponent in Power of Evil.
Yeah, he's having to give so much respect to the all-in, basically. It's an insane amount of pressure that Power of Evil has been putting out in this lane. Because unlike when I'm playing Syndra, you know Power of Evil is going to hit a stun if you're in range for the stun, and the range is like 1,100. So Ziggs, if he gets caught, will die, and is forced as a result to just stay well out of the way, and that's actually making it difficult for him to harass back, and that means he gets pushed back to his tower, and that means he's forced to use his ult to clear the wave. So it's a unfortunate reinforcing cycle there. Power of Evil is still looking very strong.
And Winged is still defending his buffs, making sure that Ko isn't going anywhere near them, trying to steal them, or anything like that. Ko is making aggressive advances towards top, so you gotta be careful for that. This top tier 1 is gonna end up falling relatively soon. A few more autos will take it out, as Ko may be looking for a dive, but there's an initiation on the freeze. He's able to just dash away and flash away. And Mylon gets poked out up top here, as that seems to be a bigger priority for the directed camera.
Well, I wouldn't know. I don't use the directed camera, or try to avoid it anyway. It does have a habit of switching up on you. Exciting.
Exciting indeed. But Suno got zoned away.
Minions.
Suno did get zoned away, and that turret does go down. And Winged is actually in a precarious spot because he's by himself. Mylon and Alex Hitch going at it up top here, though. Looking for the damage. Wing gets caught up by a sonic wave. Resident Strike comes through, but a flash and unleashed power. Gonna chase him out, but he's able to actually walk out of here now unless they flash forward. Flash and the stun comes in. Power of Evil gets the kill. Freeze gets knocked up down bot. Looking for that stun. It does end up connecting. Flash into the side. BRTT looking to try to win this fight out, but he gets exhausted. Doesn't have enough damage, and he goes down. Freeze gets that kill. Meanwhile, Luke is chasing after Freeze. Can he actually get him is the question. Needs one more auto attack. Can he catch up? No, he actually heals up with a potion. He's able to dash away. Loop not able to chase the kill down. He's gonna definitely fall here. Voidal able to just keep laying in those auto attacks unless they give it to Ko. No, Freeze snipes it out with the Ardent Blaze. And in a blaze of glory, he kites it out and lives. That potion saving his life.
That, kids, is why we always activate potions in the middle of an all-in fight. They save your life. They, in fact, saved Suno's life earlier on as well, but Doesn't look like that's enough to save his team overall right now. Starting to build up ahead of steam here, NIP. Got advantages in every lane. They are pushing out. K-Stars need to start trying to take advantage of their team fight. They have really, really strong AoE on the Ziggs, on the Shyvana. And if they get into the backline, they can destroy it. But thus far, they just haven't been able to group and force a fight anywhere.
Yeah. Oh man, that fight was so funny. It's like Benny Hill music, just with Braum just chasing down Lucian, but
The worst feeling.
yeah, you're like,
Why
it's
you play
just
Zyra
one more
support?
auto,
Kill everyone.
just one more auto attack, and you just can't get it, so you end up dying. But Cocoon misses out in mid lane. Wing was looking to start something up with Suno. There's a ward to spot him out too in the middle of that lane, well placed. Voidal is there too. It looks like they're actually done laning down bots. They might try to get a quick dragon here and start pushing out other objectives. While Ko has spotted that objective out that it has respawn. Stun connects in on the Suno. They get the orb for the slow. They slow him down red buff as well. And they're looking at Chase down here. They want Power of Evil. He's got no flash, so he's all in on this. Throws out his ultimate, cannot kill Suno, and he will actually end up falling. Milan gets the kill, and now it's 3v4 in this mid lane as Ko is running away. Does not get slowed up, but a good kick actually knocking up 2 members there. Milan finds 2 more members from Nip. Gotta be backing out there. Culling doing a bunch of damage. He gets caught by a root. And there's the Ziggs bomb, but everybody cutting through, getting behind Braum. That huge shield wall helping him out quite a bit. And it looks like this is going to signal Nip to Dragon.
Milan needs to recall right now. He's got TP, and NIP are a little bit low, but they have the burst to take out anyone they can catch. So right now, K-Stars have to be so careful about how they approach the pit, and they know
Sonic
it too.
Wave. He's taking a bunch of damage in the pit. Gotta be really, really careful. They aggro the Dragon, really smart. And that'll force them out of the pit. They're still really low. Ko's so low. If he comes back in here, he's gonna most likely get picked off. So has to be very mindful of that. While Alex looking to chase down BRTT, zone him away. And there's a flank though coming from Milan. He's gonna come straight from behind them if he does. He's gonna actually end up finding Power of Evil, so backs on off. Has an early Banshee's fail too, so a lot of mitigation there from the magic heavy composition from Nip. And
Makes a lot of sense to go for that item build there, and it looks like both teams didn't feel they could take the dragon while the other team was there, so both teams are going to back off, but K-Stars have not given up on it. This is their chance to establish some vision, and in fact they're just going to go straight for it.
Alright. I can dig that. I like that idea.
They're going to pick it up, but whether they get out or not is the question.
Alright, stun comes in, sending up 1 member there. They get the cocoon onto Alex Itch though. They're gonna look to do everything they can. Winged is gonna be forced back, a knockup connects onto him. Ko is still alive, able to just walk around and kite around Milan, just being that huge front line that they need. And stun goes into the Milan though. Maybe force the Dragon's Descent away. Has to be careful with this pathing. Little Lance doesn't connect from Alex, so completely whiffs. And that'll be a free dragon over to Keatstars. Definitely something they need to get the momentum rolling.
Yeah, that puts them back on much more even terms. We actually have the rushed Infinity Edge now from Caitlyn. So she's actually probably got a little bit more damage in a sustained fight than a Lucian right now, since he hasn't finished a Blade of the Ruined King or a Triforce at this point. That means they've got good presence. They already have this very, very tanky Shyvana at this stage of the game, who's starting to itemize towards a Bilgewater Cutlass, I suspect. Their team fight right now could definitely work for them. They need to still be careful about how they play around Power of Evil and how they play around Zyra. But it's definitely looking a lot better than it was 5 minutes ago.
Oh boy. So no, he's down 40 CS now at this point. Down 20 CS is BRTT. Same for Milan up top. The carries are just really, really good for Nip right now. There may be a fight up top. Milan gonna actually drive his set. Ko is there though. He walks into a 2v1. Braum is coming up. He kicks him to the wall. No Sonic. Oh wow, he actually followed up with that Sonic Wave. Milan's just gonna kite away. He's really tanky. There's the get behind me, and he actually able to get away. Ziggs ultimate comes through as well. Ko gonna be able to get out as well, and ignited up. He just walks away. Surprisingly enough, no one died.
Yeah, really good prediction by Koba to be there for when Shyvana went for the all-in. Alex baiting it out, essentially. But in the end, the dive over the wall with the backwards shield from Loopy was enough to save his life. Not so sure about BRTTs, though.
Oh man, BRTT and Freeze going for that 1v1. He's got the help of the minions, doesn't dodge the laser though, and ends up falling down and Freeze. Again, the 1v1 master.
Yeah, he's finished his Triforce now, so no way he can fight up against that. And I don't know, maybe it was just not enough crits. That's the other possibility there for BRTT. But he was certainly aware he had to all in there. I believe he spotted Syndra coming from behind, who was going to kill him if he didn't kill Freeze immediately.
It's reminiscent of the other 1v1 that Ko did last game on the Evelyn and just shut down BRTT. He really needed a crit there on that headshot proc to even come close to winning that fight, but didn't get it. So sad. But still, you know, Keystars are not out of it. It's only about a rough 2,500 plus gold lead, and teams have come back from worse before, so we'll see if they can do that. They have the late game powerhouse in Caitlyn and Ziggs to wave clear for days, so they could probably just stall it out for a little while, unless BRTT gets initiated here. There's the kick, and he's gonna go through the wave line. Oh, Tempest Cripple does not connect though, so BRTT gonna kite around the trap. Gonna try to play it out, gets the trap and flashes with the minion damage. He's burning.
Oh,
and range minions OP. As Ko will find the kill.
Man, I totally thought he was doomed there and should just start farming minions because he was gonna die. But actually, BRTT showed us that it's possible to get out of that situation. He was just very unlucky in how close he was to that. Meanwhile, Power of Evil stealing away Wraiths without using his W, QE instead. And now NIP probably not going to be able to take any objectives off this. You are right, actually. The stall here from K-Stars could bring them to late game, and if it does, they are definitely a stronger comp.
Alright, so we'll hope we can get to that point. But for now, just going to be the complete map control coming in from Nip. And just deny everything away from Keystars if they can, take buffs if they can, and keep the split push going from Alex, as he is perfectly content to just keep laying into that top tier 2, and eventually he'll end up getting it. It's almost dead right now. A few more auto attacks will secure it for him.
Yeah. There we actually saw Mylon considering going for the all-in again on Alex, but history has proven that has not been a good plan. Alex is one of those players who, if you think you can kill him, it's usually because he's baiting you. He's so good at knowing exactly what the situation is at any given time. And now, Freeze jumping over Baron Wall. I was wondering if he was going to fail the jump there, but it was fine. It worked.
True. So Death Cap now completed for Power of Evil, so he's going to have a huge spike in damage if he throws that ultimate. Suno and BRTT have to be wary. And so be very, very, very careful and mindful of that. But Ko is actually in a good position to flank, and there's Luke just blocking everything. They get a Cocoon and a freeze, they pop an ultimate as well, but nothing to follow up, just establishing that zone. But Ko is coming in from behind, pops the shield from Mylon, and it looks like he's actually going to run away, as all the Keystar members are going to look to disengage here. Gotta be careful. Stun comes in with the Luke, though. Gonna get a bunch of damage in with the root. On top of that, he's blocking everything from the front that he can. He's tanky as all hell, but he gets kicked in the face from the man with the plan goes down. Now, Mylon on the side getting zoned away while Alex is establishing that front line for the team. That tanky top Lulu. Just doing everything he wants. Dragon's up in 20 seconds. They could just plan for this.
Yep, they've got total vision control, and they've got a big amount of picking potential too. They can't really kill Mylon in any reasonable amount of time, though.
No, they can't. So he's just going to take him up and be a big annoyance.
Wing,
5 seconds left on Dragon. Wing, he just repels out to the blue Wraith.
Fine.
Alright, Dragon, here we go. Good spawn. They just started up immediately. Winged is there on the side, so is Mylon. The positioning has to be very clear from Keystars if they want to even attempt to steal. Wing don't look to go in. There's the ultimate, and it looks like the bomb from Ziggs steals it and also chunks out a bunch of members from Nip. Gonna be forced to back here. Ko stopping in the middle of that ramp. He wants to go back for sure. Mylon can look for a flank, but they're going to take this opportunity and miss positioning of Nip to push down the tier 1 mid.
Yeah, a rare sight. Ko isn't particular, like, he's not famous for smite stealing or anything, but he's a very good jungler in all aspects, so I'm surprised to see him missing it by pretty decent margin there, about 100, 150 health off there, I believe, on that dragon, so unusual for him, and that actually puts K-Stars again back up to this small enough margin between the two teams that it's not a huge factor if they come to blows. And the fact that K-Stars are so behind on towers means that if they do start taking them, if they win, you know, an ace team fight, they really do start building momentum, they will quickly build up thousands and thousands of gold. And now Mylon,
Oh, the
long-term
flash
chase.
and the kick into Power of
that's
Evil. The
good.
stun doesn't connect,
Oh.
but the Unleashed Power comes in, and there's a get behind me from Braum, able to save him. Oh wow, it wasn't. I think he needed one more ball. He needed one more orb to actually pick up that kill, but didn't have it. So
He actually missed the stun as well. He just
yeah,
got the
that stun
knockback.
missing was so crucial. Can he knock him out of the air without a stun with that E?
Yes.
It's
yes.
got to make okay.
Yeah, you can. It's obviously it's going to be difficult to time because casting animation is one.
It's pretty annoying.
I mean, in fairness, if you could cast all of Syndra's spells instantly, she'd be the most broken character you can imagine.
All right. So, Keed, Mylon gets away with his life. He's got his Blade of the Rune King now. Definitely has some good chase potential, and haven't really talked about this, but Nip's lineup is fairly squishy until Ko gets bigger, so they have a good tank side from K-Stars. Their front line with Braum and Shyvana and even Elise is going to be something that's really hard to get through, because there's a lot of skill shots on Nip, too. Oh. Cocoon connects? Nothing to find out.
I mean, envision the scenario where Shyvana gets one good flank on them, comes from behind, pushes forward Power of Evil or Freeze. It would be very, very, quick to focus them down, and Caitlyn and Ziggs would put out so much damage from the back line. A scary proposition. That's the main reason I would say that their comp is weaker. If it's a straight, line up everybody 5 versus 5 in the mid lane and run at each other, then actually NIP might well come out on top because their height is very, very strong. But they're very vulnerable to flank.
They have to rely on Wild Growth too to keep their main target alive. If Power of Evil or Nip or Freeze get caught out, that Wild Growth is going to be crucial for them. Suno at this point, he hasn't finished his tier 2 boots yet. Neither has Power of Evil. It's kind of interesting to see them skipping going for that and just straight Athenes into death caps. But Mylon is able to contest Alex Itch now on that split push, so he's just going to keep on doing that. They make sure the waves are pushing through. There's a top tier 1 up top as well to need some attention from Keedstars. If they can take that out, it'd be very, very helpful for them in the gold deficit that they have.
They've got good vision in the area as well. Gonna have to go up there at some point because there is a slow push wave forming up there for their opponents, so it definitely make a lot of sense, and they're not getting much done in the mid lane at the moment, although, in fairness, Mylon is actually pushing the bot all this time, and Alex is going to be forced to respond to him. So now is potentially K-Star's opportunity to try and make a play on the mid lane when Alex is committed in the bot. If they find Ko, that could be, well, he's in.
He just war jumps away. Yeah,
if he had already used his W on himself because he was mad, then it might have been a problem.
Might be a problem for Mylon though. Gonna get slowed up. He's gonna also get the Blade of the Rune King off while I got to slow him just a little bit. He's got the Dragon's Ascent, gonna lead him to Winged, and there's the Sonic Wave to go through. Ko War jumps away, showing the fancy feet onto that Lee Sin. He's gonna keep going down. He might end up dying here, or he could loop around for a safeguard, but decides not to. And trying to be that bait for the team, Keepstars don't fight it, and they will just look to keep on holding off this mid push.
Again, they found him based on where he didn't go there. They knew he was in that tri-brush around the bot lane because he hadn't gone through the river. So, a bit awkward there. 2 versus 1. One can't actually escape from every single time. And now this is the reverse situation. NIP know that Mylon is probably going to be committed to this bot lane very soon. They could potentially look to try and get something done in the mid or somewhere else, but or instead just going to use the time they've gained to go for a free recall.
I'm surprised no one's warding Baron. Both sides have no vision on that, and no teams are going for it. So no tremendous throws just yet. I don't think either team wants to risk it. And the item builds, the PD and the Infinity's Edge are done for BRTT, so he's gonna start critting like a truck when he gets his last Whisper. Especially since no one on the opposing team has much armor besides Ko. So definitely a crucial item for him when he does have it, and he currently has only 800 gold, so gotta be mindful of that. And ooh, pesky little golem steal from Alex Itch. Uh-oh, Ko's coming too. BRTT has to be careful. Uh-oh. You're gonna spot him out with the ward. Oh, they actually sweep the ward too. There's the help picks, and the good old Lance again. Oh, BRTT. Gotta watch those skill shots.
Yep, taking a lot of damage there, because he's aware now that on low armor targets where the last Whisper isn't as big of a deal, like Alex, he can actually do pretty well in a one-on-one right now. I.e., FPD, he's got quite a bit of damage with new Dorans. He's got decent enough lifesteal to get by, so he might be able to win that kind of fight. But obviously, Alex, never in the wrong place, always baiting, never die, etc. It looks like Shyvana is going to just continue with the top lane plan, though.
He's got teleport. There is a deep ward for him to TP though to try to flank, so very, very careful for him to just keep pushing up, because if they get dove here from the side of K-Stars, they have to be mindful that if BRTT are soon to get caught, that might be an inhibitor. Just gone.
It's true, but the tower is taking damage in top, and now the onus is on NIP. They can't get past the Zig Siege, so the split pushing Shyvana is role-playing Jax right now.
He was able to pick up 2 turrets too, which actually helps a tremendous amount. And Dragon has respawn, so it looks like Nip are going to start that one up. And they should be able to get this relatively for free. It looks like there's no wards in there either from Keedstar's side. And it's just melting away, and it goes down as Ko finds the smite. And will they fight is the question. Culling comes through, they find a stun onto Loop, but look at all that damage he's blocking. That shield is so good. They find the kick on a wing, they kick him over the wall. Repel comes out, he goes back in onto Ko, he's going to flash over the wall, Sonic Wave.
Go.
Oh, it looks like no. Mylon onto Alex Itch though, melts him and forces him to do the wild growth on himself. Dragon over to Nip, no one dies, and that'll be the swift reset into the lanes as Nip still have that gold lead.
Now, are they going to be able to take complete vision control over this Baron pit right now? Eldiov did not actually see the ward in the pit there for Keedstar, so that's actually very, very good, because otherwise, if they knew it was completely clear, they may have been able to start trying to bait people into that area. And they may look to actually do that in the future, but right now they're not going to know, for instance, themselves, NIP, if they have complete vision control over that area. Now, everyone resetting, everyone just going back, everyone buying up. K-Stars have still got roughly the same goal difference between the two teams.
Yeah, only 4,000. That's not that big, especially for this time. 4,000 deficit is not that much at all. That's like 2 turrets and maybe like 3 kills if they want to go for something like that. But
it's been hovering, hasn't it? Like 3 to 4k for quite a long time now, which proportionally gets less significant.
Yep. So Nipper on the back foot. If they let this time keep going, K-Stars, they'll just become those late game monsters that we keep talking about. So Caitlyn also, she's working on some lifesteal, maybe a Blade of the Rune King as her 3rd item, stating that they don't have much armor, so pretty smart variation if they want to do it. But Nip are sneaking in Baron. They have so much good ward coverage right now. Winged might go look to check it out. He's going to be spotted by a ward, so he throws out a Spiderling. Mylon and Alex are dueling as well, but this Baron is still going on. Oh no, Baron's going to fall, it looks like.
The worst thing is if they go and check it now, because they could get caught.
Winged, he repels, there's a Ziggs open on top of it, he gets the bite, no, he misses the smite, Ko gets this one, not gonna get outsmoked this time. Freeze in the meantime, taking a bunch of damage, but doing a bunch of damage back to Braum, and that'll be Baron over to Nip.
And that's why you can never completely allow your vision control to go away in that area. The problem, of course, is getting it back again once it's gone, since there's so many stuns at quite a long range available for NIP, and now Ziggs is going to have to pull overtime defending this tower. It's a temporary 3 versus 5.
Yeah, so... Oh, man. Suno, gets caught by the Sonic Wave. Oh! What a Ko, fancy feet there, just safeguarding back to a ward mid-cast of the Resonating Strike. Oh, he goes back in this time, though. He's like, guys, I can do this. I don't have to kick, but I'll go in anyway.
Wait, you're right. Yeah, I was thinking. Wait, I don't know what Ko was doing there, but whatever. They got the tower. It doesn't matter. They've got the Baron buff. They're still sitting on a bit of gold, so if this doesn't work, they'll go back.
Cocoon connected onto Alex there. He took a butt ton of damage from that turret. Has to back off. They have the Baron regen, but they're just going to clear up bot. They want to keep farming. They're content with what they're doing, and they know they have a little bit of a lead, but they can't get complacent. Voidal gets caught out, but nothing else to follow up. So Nip gonna finally be able to just walk on out.
Whoa! I totally just realized that's Voidal backwards.
Yeah.
Holy moly! I'm so dumb.
I was saying Eldiov the entire time yesterday, and Matuz was like, yeah, it's Voidal backwards. I was like, oh.
Whoa! My mind just got totally blown, but...
Nice two-man stun. Just disengage right there. They do see Ko, though. He might be in the worst spot. They might come help him out, but Loop, gotta be careful if he gets stunned up. He's gonna die. There's the orb, and there's the ultimate. But the wall! Holy crap, that damage to this block. He's alive! And he's walking into Ko, though. He's gonna be mindful of the Sonic Wave Resonating Strike. He lives, but no, the culling from Freeze picks up the kill. Mylon gets exhausted. He's gonna get chased down. Stranglethorn not gonna knock him up. There's a ward, a trap, cocoon, everything to kite away. And Power Eagle looking for a stun, but it does not connect. And, man, Promise so tanky. Voidal gonna get the roots onto Mylon, but nothing to follow up, so they back on out. Nip will take that one free kill.
Yeah, a little bit strange there by K-Stars, being non-grouped and broken. Oh, boy.
Oh, wings! He's got an auto attack from Power of Evil and the orb.
And that's an inhib, probably.
That should be an inhibitor.
Yep, that's really bad. Because now, of course,
oh,
the
yeah,
power. Oh, God.
That damage on a BRTT and Pseudo. Holy crap.
That's what Syndra
Forcing
does,
them to go heal. They have to heal.
Syndra is so scary. Late game, mid game, early game, all the rest of it. As long as she doesn't get camped in lane pretty much. And Power of Evil showing us why. They're going to try and finish? Oh, they could possibly do
20
this.
seconds. If they get the kick, they got the kick on the RTT. He's able to flash, but no, the Unleashed Power is able to pick him up. Loop is going to follow suit here. Alex gets that kill, and it looks like with the timers left, Suno is going to have to put all his cards into defending this.
You're the man.
He zigs. He can try to do it. Just keep throwing out those bombs. Winged has respawned, and I think Nip are going to make the smarter call and just back on out. But, bomb! Mega Inferno Bomb from Suno. Picks up one, so that's a good start to defending this. Cocoon comes out, connects onto Alex. There's more bouncing bombs to clear out the waves, one-shotting them at this point. And I think Nip just need to go back. They have a butt ton of gold to spend. 4,300 on Freeze, 3,000 on Power, 3,000 on Ko, 1,300 on Alex Itch, so go buy, and then come back and maybe look for the death push.
The goal difference has stopped hovering and it is now in free fall because K-Stars are 12k behind very suddenly. A huge number of towers falling, they lost the Baron, and then they pushed out of their base. Understandable, they wanted to try and get some vision control, but splitting up while doing that, not checking the brushes as carefully as they could or should have done, and looking for picks themselves against the Baron buffed opponents who already had the vision control in the area. It wasn't a set of plays that really made a lot of sense.
Oh boy, so Alex is going to get chased down here, but just a whimsy and a wild growth, and Dragon's Descent is on cooldown.
Well, it's, oh, well, I guess, well, no, actually, it's not worth it, because Lulu's ultimate is going to come up quite a bit before Shyvana's will, unless she goes and hits things. But, yeah. And actually, it's really annoying, actually, because if you're Shyvana and you're in dragon form, you want to not hit things until you go out of dragon form, because otherwise you actually extend it. So you have to get it back again.
Shada's also very weird like that. It can have an extremely short cooldown, or you can have an extremely long one if you don't do anything, but we'll see the wards get cleared out here from Nip. Oh, wait. Oh, wow, I doesn't see that one? Okay, they pinged it. I thought they were going to get it, but oh well.
It's not visible to the ward.
Yeah. Weird.
Well, Fog of War and Brush.
Fog of War is OP. That's so weird that doesn't see that there, but whatever. I'm done complaining about the fog mechanic. Yeah, it's going to be a split push from Alex, and they're going to try to push bot.
Really not the first time we've seen wards do things like that. They are dark and mysterious things, our wards.
That was a nice cocoon onto Power. Oh, wow, Sog waving in. He's trying to get onto Suno, but kicks Winged instead. Stun comes in, but a repel from Winged, and Ko is taking that turret. He's gonna get knocked up. The Ignite comes through. He's taking that damage. The bomb from it. Mega Inferno Bomb comes in from Ziggs and finds the kill. Alex is just kiting up top against Mylon. Wild Go comes in. He takes down the turret, and he's probably just gonna look to run away and disengage and keep being really annoying.
Yep, he's taking the tower now, and as long as he doesn't get all in by Shyvana, he knows he's fine. He also knows, of course, that she really wants to go bottom and get that fight, but the kite is really strong in this situation. She's not going to be able to get that engaged, and they're winning in top and bot here. NIP are looking like they're going to close this out.
Oh, some good damage into Power, but Suno's doing some really nice work at trying to deter them. Mylon, though, having a really tough time against Alex at Lichbane, just putting in so much work onto that inhibitor. He's just going to keep laying into it right now. Clears out the waves, keep them pushing. Suno, though, going to take a bunch of damage. Almost dead. There's the Ardent Blaze, the burning damage from
Burning!
Takes him out. Meanwhile, Mylon forced the Dragon's Descent, and it looks like this should be done. Oh god, BRTT gets caught up by a stun there. Freeze goes in, he dashes forward, pops the heal, kites away. There's Loop, and there's a nice get behind me as they do pick up the kill on Freeze. So a good shutdown on him. And they shut down Power of Evil, but Inhibitor up top does go down, and more Super Minions gonna follow suit as soon as that lane starts pushing again.
Clinging on by like a fingernail, clinging on by like a hair, clinging on in fact by just like one protein molecule of like creatine or whatever it is that's in your fingernails and your toes. It's just so close to NIP closing out the game at this point that this Baron makes a ton of sense because they know they have no choice. Unfortunately, it's a very low chance of success.
Alex just comes right in, burst BRTT, Luke goes down as well, double kill for Alex. They kicked Winged into Baron Pit, they let him tank it up, he repels back down, he flashes up the wall, and that's four dead actually. Winged gets the cocoon, GG should follow suit here. Actually, I don't know if Key can come back from this. They tried the Desperation Baron, it failed. Baron's gonna go over to Nip. Maybe, just maybe, Suno, he has his ultimate, he could pick off Alex if it connects, but you have to watch for the shield and such. Oh man, and Baron goes down. So Nip got their second one, and it's just looking...
Go on, aim it.
Oh! Alex? Oh, there's a Suno! With the big play, gets double buffs at least.
Yeah, made it. Totally worth it. Even if he gets caught, by which I mean it wouldn't be, but he didn't get caught, so it's all good. But NIP are looking for this inhib, and K-Stars really do have to defend this. They somehow have to defend it. Reinforcements aren't going to be arriving for another 10 seconds or so for both sides. In fact, Voidal been caught.
Oh, Voidal. Alright, he's going to get blown up there. Some nice kills for Keystars. He's going to force Ko back. The Power of Evil as well is kind of alone by himself, so he cannot afford to get caught out.
Clinging, just clinging. And if they get all their inhibs back up, then maybe they'll stand a chance again, but they're still a long way behind, and their direct team fighting power is weak right now.
Whoa! Going in, Ace in the Hole comes through. They're going to do a bunch of damage to Power. They flash up the wall. They get the knockup, but a good stun comes in on the two. Kiting this one. Ooh, Power of Evil going to block up a bunch of damage. He gives the face of the mountain. He actually saves Milan. Ignite comes through, but Ko chases. Sonic Wave Resonating Strike. Meanwhile, Freeze just doing the dirty backdoor and finds a bunch of damage onto the tier 1. And Nip, are they looking desperate? They're just rushing into the base. Wing gets caught out here though. Misses the cocoon. There's the bouncing bomb coming in from Suno though, forcing him back. Wing looking to chase, but I wouldn't recommend doing that. So back on off. And Keith starts hold.
Yeah, I've gotta say, I feel like this is pure hubris right now from NIP. Like, they're going in one by one, they're looking for solo kills, they don't need to do any of that. That disciplined split push we saw before with the 4-1 with Alexish, slowly chipping away at Mylon, that got them to break through the turtle shell, that got them the 2 inhibs. It vanished completely. They just started saying, yeah, whatever, we'll go for the kill, I can take him, and proving to be a little bit wrong on those occasions. Once, I imagine, having just failed to close out the game there, they'll probably start playing it a little bit more sensibly now. But if Keith do hold, if they do get another good team fight, you never know. Stranger things
you do never know. This is a almost 400 CS Ziggs as well as Syndra, but he's caught up in the CS deficit. 400 CS on Alex Ich though, which is actually really surprising. He's been split pushing like crazy. BRTT able to force Ko back out. Winged is going to try to hold off Alex Ich. This is an open inhibitor that should be going down relatively soon, unless they get the perfect initiation, so keep blind on that. Top inhibitor respawning as well for relatively soon. Loop tanking up all the damage from Freeze, and it's going to be the split push. It's going to be nothing but split pushing coming in from Nip now as all the inhibitors are open. They get a bunch of damage under Freeze, but he's able to just, you know, take it back up and heal it back up. They look for Alex, but that splits 3 down to bot. Ko's going to keep split pushing up here. He should be able to ignore Mylon, but decides not to and tries to tussle, but there's the knockup coming in. It does connect on the Voidal, but the damage following up after that from Nip is doing so much. A nice long-range stun comes in, but a Ziggs ultimate to try to zone away while Ko and Mylon still going at it up top here. And the K-Stars people, they end up going down. Freeze takes down Winged, and a long-range switch to BRTT. Root comes in, plants come in, but no Glitter Lance to connect from Alex Ich. They take down Voidal in response, a 1-for-1, but all the inhibitors are going down. Ko is finally zoned away by Mylon, but he comes back into base. The Nexus turret's gonna like to go down next as they want to make it double super minions per lane. They find a kill on Alex. Mylon coming back into the base. Loop still going. A repel away with the Power of Evil. And Loop with these crits, one more needed. The red buff gonna take him down and take him out. Freeze is just huge right now, gets the crits, gets the double kills. And looking for Suno, the culling comes in, finds a triple kill. And that should be it.
Yeah, MVP red buff, but NIP will be taking this game overall, and just pulling some fancy little trick there. Got onto the spawn pad and off it without being hit. Mylon, he wants to bait, but it's not happening. It's not happening. NIP take the game, and they take the series.
Alright, so, yeah, GG's called out, and Geet Stars, they're out of the tournament. Didn't expect that, but Nip show a good performance after yesterday, and take down the Brazilian team. We still have one more best of 3 for you guys. It's going to be SK Prime taking on N Faculty, so keep an eye out for that as it'll be up next, and we'll go to a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have it ready for you guys, so we'll see you soon.